This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, girls. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about vendor. Okay, so vendor configuration and how to make the entry. And while making the entry, we had some error, so which has to be rectified, right? So, error I have to solve it. I haven't checked in on that. So, before clearing that, whatever the configuration which we have done for vendor, the same type of configuration we'll start doing for the sales first. Okay, sales first. Now, in the sales, so first of all, where is it? Okay, yesterday's note is not been updated in this. Sorry for that. So let me just give you overview how to create this. So in last class, I have done what? Creating of vendor group. Creating of vendor group we have done, and after creating the vendor group, we have to make a entry. So what to create, how to create the vendors, this is what I have explained in the last class. The same thing I'm also giving you a screenshot to you all. You can refer this. Okay. So after this, the next step, what we are going to do now is we will be creating the sales for sales. So first here we are going to do what? Accounts receivable. Accounts receivable. In this accounts receivable, what we will do, we will understand, or we are going to find how much we have to receive, right? We have to receive. From whom we will receive this? We have to receive from the customer. Customer. Why customer will pay me? Because we make a sales of goods and services. We make a sales of goods and services. So because of that, we will be doing all this settings. Okay. How much goods and services we are doing, for that we will be doing. Now say example, I have a customer. We have a customer, and the name of the customer we will take it here as Ashwini. Okay. So from Ashwini, to Ashwini, I'm making the sales. So I have a company that is MC20. From MC20, I'm making the sales to customer. That is Ashwini. So I made a sales on 5th of September for 15,000. And then on 7th of September, I made a sale for 25,000. Okay, so now here I also have given, means Ashwini is saying me that I have to pay her money each and every bill when the number of days exceeds 15 days by 15 days. So she's giving me a limitation saying that credit days. So credit days here is 15 days. So I have to pay 15 before 15 days. So 5th September means I have to pay by 25th of September. Right? So now what I do, on 10th of September, I have paid. I have paid minus 10,000. If I pay 10,000, what I will have, I'll have a balance of how much? So I'll be having 30,000 as my balance. So from the 15,000, first 15,000, I paid 10,000 here. So when I pay 10,000, what happens? It will become a less, right? So I'm just paying the 10,000. So now 10,000 in that 15,000, 10,000 is paid. Remaining 5,000 is there. From the second purchase, I have another 25,000. So this I have paid. Then again on 10th of September, I also make a purchase for another 20,000. Now today's date is what? Today date is 29. On 29th September, till how much I have to pay to my customer Ashwini. So I have to pay another 50,000 is balance. This is the balance which I have to pay on 29th, right? On 29th, I'll have to pay this much. So the amount which I am liable to pay is my accounts receivable. Okay, the amount which I am liable to receive is called as accounts receivable. Excuse me. Now, only from Ashwini, I'm going to pay. To Ashwini, I'm going to receive from my customer 50,000. Now, it's the same way there is my another customer, might be there is Kritika, one more customer, there is another customer as Preeti, Chansha, like this. So many customers. From each and every customers, how much I need to receive it. Together, it becomes my accounts receivable. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
So in this, the first step, what we are going to do is customer group creation. Customer group creation. So that means we have to create sundry data first, and then sales we have to create. So first, we will create the ledger for sundry data and then sales. If you have not created, you can create along with me, no problem. Okay, you can try with me also today. So go for the T code slash NFS00. I'll press enter.
And can you repeat the T code?
FS00, the GL account creation. So let me give here. Okay, GL creation for this. The T code is F00. In this, we are going to create two ledgers. One is sundry data and the other one is sales. Let's go here for the GL account creation. So sales will come under income. Sales will come under income. If you have already created an income, see the next number and do it. Since I do not have any income ledger created, so my income range starts at 2, that is 20,001. I'll go for this create 20,001 MC20. Okay, so this comes under income. Okay, I've given 10 extra. Let me create again. I'll go for this create. Okay, let me open this screen again. Slash n enter. Slash nfs00 enter. I'll go for create 20001 MC20, and this comes under income. Income means profit and loss. Short term, I'll take it as sales, and long term text, I'll take it here as sales account. Then control data, same option, line item display, sort key 001. Then create bank interest, field status variant G001. You give this and save it. There is no other changes. How we used to create the same method here. There is no changes. The next one is we will create one more under liabilities. Not liabilities. Under liabilities, we have already created sundry creditors. Now we are going to create it under sundry assets. Under which assets we are going to create sundry debtors. Okay, let me create here. The last number which I have used was 30,003. So I have to use 30,004. So let me give you 3 times 0, 4 MC 20. The first step is common for everyone. So balance sheet. Then here I take it as asset, sundry debtors, sundry debtors, control data, line item display 001. So this are same thing, but we are going to select one more option here, reconciliation account type. I am going to reconcile this as a customer. So you will have only 3 steps to reconcile in this. One is assets, vendors, and then the last one is customers. So we are selecting here customers. After selecting as customers, then the third step is again the same thing. You can go to this, select here as field status variant G001, and you can save this. Okay, so we have to save this. After saving, now next step is we will create a accounts receivable group, that is customer group creation. I'll go for this customer group creation. For this, the T code which I'll be giving here is T code for this is OBD2. OBD2. This is the T code. OBD2. So now let's go for this. I'll go for the T. Select this. First one, slash n, slash N. T code I'm giving here O D D 2. Press enter. As soon as you press enter, you will get a screen for creating the vendor. Customers group. Why we call the customer group? Because under sundry data, that is sundry data is a group of customers. So we are creating a group first, and then we are creating individual customer name in order to maintain a record. So we do not have any records here for customer group. So we will go for this new entries. New entries. Account group, I'm giving here as MC. Customer group, CG. MC, CG I'm giving. In the previous one, I have given as vendor group, VG, MC, VG have given. Here I'm giving as customer group. Name of this, so I'm giving here customer group for MC20. And then we will go for company data account, company code data. You have to double click on this. Then you will get the screen. In this, the first option, accounts management. You have to select the first field, reconciliation account as a required field, and then you can save it. So group has been created. I'm showing you again. You can see this, what I have done. So first step, after giving the T code, I went on a new entries. I gave an account group name as MCCG and name I have described here as customer group for MC20. Then you get here an option as field status. In the field status, you have to go for company data and then accounts management. In this, the first option, reconciliation account, you will have to select this as required entry. Then you have to save it. So customer group is created. There is no other changes. Customer group is been created. Did you all do this?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll go for the next step. So the next step is after creating a customer group, for we are going to create a customers like as I give a example as Ashwini, Preeti, Kritika like this. So for individual person, there is one number. That is, we have to create a range. So for that number range, we call it as number range. We have created in last class for vendor. Now we are creating for customer, right? Number range for customer group. For this, the T code is XDN1. Okay, open a bracket. I'm just opening here. XDN1 and close the bracket. And so the T code here is XDN1. The T code is XDN1. Okay, you have to give this T code. Now, in this, give a T code saying this slash NXDN1. One second. It is XDN1. I press enter over here. So now what you're getting? You get here an option, the last option, third one with the pencil symbol intervals. That is create intervals. When you go on this, the cursor shows you as change intervals. But what happens? This is creating intervals. Change is the status. Okay, I go with this. Now we will create this plus. The same thing, if any range of numbers is already available here, it won't allow us to save. Okay, so we have to create something which we have not at all created. Okay, which we would have not at all created. So it is the last one is 1000400 to 1000500. So now what we will do, we will take it as MC from number 100 to 501 to number 501 to number 1000 to 600. Enter. Yeah, it is accepting. Now I'm saving this. So my vendor group is, which I have created here, is MC. Okay, so first we created a group. That group name was MCCG. And here we have created a number range. The number range is MC. Now what we have to do, we have to club this together. That is assign customer group to customer number range. So if you are trying to do this number range, you can start doing it. I'll go for the next step. So the next step is assigning. For assigning the T code, which we are going to use here is OBAR. It is OBAR. I'll go for this. Let me give the T code slash NOBAR. Then enter. So I get this. So first we will search our group which we have created. So account group which I have created was MCCG. So here you have customer group for MC20. The number range which I created was MC. Then save this, control yes. Saving is done. So after doing this, next step is what? We have to make a entry. So before we make an entry, customer group is done and number of customers we are going to create is done. We have linked both. Next step is we have to create the customers. So next, what we are going to do is customer creations. Okay, so the T code for this is FD01 customer creation. Okay, so let's go for this. I'll go on this creation. Let's give the T code slash N F D 01, enter. So this is where I'll be getting. Since I have not yet created, I'm not searching any customers. My company code is MC20. Yes. Then just press enter. So accounts group. Let me select here accounts group. MC20. Look here. I have to select my customer group. So when you click on this drop down option, you won't be getting it. Okay, you just click on this. Click on this icon which you have. When you click on this, you will get an option. So account group. Here I'll go and search this NCCG, which I have created. Then I press enter. It will come on the first step. Double click I'll do. So this has been selected. So then my company code is also selected. We will just press on this enter button. Specify reference account number. We are not doing it. We will just press enter. See, you have to get this screen. So now we are going to create the next step, customer creation. In title, again, you will be having the same options, company, doctor, okay, Mr., Mrs., Miss, something like this. So whichever you would like to choose, you can choose here. I'm giving this as a company. The name of the company, as I have given an example, same thing I will take here as Ashwini Store. Okay, then in terms, search terms, I'm taking it as Ashwini itself. Then we have a street. We can give any address randomly. I'm just choosing something. Fifth block, Jayanagar. Then postal code 560011. Then I'm giving the city as Bangalore. Country, India IN. For state, 10, Karnataka. The remaining details you can give anything. Post office, that is post box number. I'll give it as PO 100 and that's all. But I'm not, you should not save it. You have to go for the next tab. Okay, to go for the next tab, it will be F8. It will be F8. Okay, see, if you press for F8, it is going for control data. Again, I press F8, it goes for payment transaction. That is, customer's bank account details I can update here. If you want to update. Again, I press F8, marketing no, uploading points no, export data no, contact person no. Then again I press F8. Then you will get for accounts management. In this accounts management under the reconciliation account, you have to select here as sundry data which we have created. And then what we have to do is we will go for this next option, cash management group. In this, we are making a transaction in India itself. So I'll consider this as domestic payment. Domestic payment. So you can take it as anything. So because I'm going to do the transactions only in the domestic way. So domestic payment, if you're doing, you can take it as domestic. Okay, this is customer receipt, domestic customers. However you want to do, you can take this. So let me take it here as E2 or customer receipts. Okay, anything. So not to confuse you, let me go with the A1 itself. Domestic customer. That's all. Then I will save this. Control. Yes. Now see, it has been saved. So again, we are not searching anything. The same thing, customer groups remain same thing. Customer code remains same thing. Just press enter. We will create one more. Here, I'll select it as company. Then customer name. Let me take it here as Preeti, right? I'll take here as Preeti. Then we will proceed with this. So we will take it as Preeti supplies. Or okay, I'll take it as store itself. Preeti store. And in search term also, I'll give it as Preeti. Then, so if you want to fill all this address details, you can fill it. I'm directly going with the country. Then region. I will take this region here as 10 and city. Let me take here also as Bangalore. That's all. Now, let me go for the next screen. F8. Okay. Countries we have given 10 instead of giving IN. Okay. Then now let me go for this. F8, next screen, again next, until you get accounts management. You have to keep pressing F8. In the reconciliation account, I will be selecting here the sundry debtors. Then in cash management group, in the cash management group, I'll select this domestic payment. Then I will save this, control yes. Then, so last one more customer I'll be creating. You can try along with me. So group I have given, then the customer, that is company code I've given. Now I'll press enter. Okay. Now you have to give here as company, then name of the customer. So let me give here as Kritika. Store. Then here in search term also, I'm giving the same thing, Kritika. City, Bangalore. Country, India. State, 10, that is Karnataka. Then we will go for the next screen, F8. F8, keep pressing until you go for the accounts management. So in this reconciliation account, we will be selecting sundry debtors and cash management. It will be domestic payment. So after this, you can save it. If till here, if anybody has a doubt, you can ask me. Okay. Okay. Group is created, customers is create. How many ever you have to create the customers, that many you can create. So till here, in case if you have a doubt, you can let me know. Till this. Anybody has a doubt? Girls, I'm asking you whether you have any doubts. Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. So the transaction of purchase and sales we will do later. Okay. Now next step what we will be doing now is we will be making the GST configuration. You all know what is GST?
Yes, ma'am.
So next step is GST is the step. GST that is goods and service tax, right? GST goods and service tax. In India, it was introduced on 1st of July 2017. On 1st of July 2017, GST was introduced. So why GST was introduced? In India, we had many taxes, and to file this return, we have to log into different website. And the one product in different state, the tax rate was different. Suppose if I'm selling a product, say take an example, we are selling a product pen. So pen is 100 rupees one pen. Okay, 100 rupees is one pen. So in Karnataka, on this pen, I'm charging 12% interest. In Maharashtra, they are charging 5% interest. In Delhi, they are charging 18% interest. So in India itself, different states for one product, it is selling different tax rate to avoid this and bring a unity saying that India will have a one nation with one tax combination in order to remove all the cascading effect of taxes and increase the level of taxpayer. This was the main motive to introduce this GST. And this GST is a indirect tax. Indirect tax. Why we call this as indirect tax? Because the person who is paying a tax is not directly paying a tax. He is paying on behalf of another one. Suppose when I make a purchase, I pay a purchase value with the tax to my customer, I mean my supplier. Then the supplier will be paying it to the government. Same way, I make a sales, so customer is giving me a money with the tax amount. So that amount I'm here to the government. So there is indirectly a tax is being paid, which is not directly paid. So that is what we say this as indirect taxes. Indirect tax. Okay, so in India we have an indirect tax and GST is a dual concept. What is this dual concept means? Dual concept means we will be having a two separate options. One is central government, then the other one is state government. We have a two governments, central government and state government. So that is what we say it as dual concept. Okay, so this is what we are going to define here. But in SAP, it doesn't understand whether we are going to use tax as GST or some other tax. Everything we are going to do as settings by ourselves. Ourselves. So before we start the setting up, you must understand that we will be having a two types of government, and this two type of government, we have a tax as input tax, output tax. Okay, input tax means it is a tax when you make a purchase. The same GST in a purchase bill, if you see a GST, then it is input tax. When you say when you're making a sales, in a sales, if you're seeing this, then it becomes your output tax. Is that clear to everyone? So purchase means we say this purchase as inward supply, and sales we will be calling here as outward supply. Might be this GST is might be too much of confusions for you, too much of complications will be there. In case if you are not able to understand, later you can refer the videos also, because we have too many settings in this GST when we are working on it. Clear? So the very first step is we have to define condition type. We have to define condition type. Condition type. For this, the C code here is OBQ1. OBQ1 is the C code. Okay, let's go for this. So in this condition type, what and all we are going to create. So as I said you, we have input and output taxes. So for input, CGST, input, SGST. I'll make a line here itself so that next time you won't have a confusion. Then input, IGST. Then we have to create output, CGST, output, SGST, output, IGST. These are the things which we have. For this, we have to define this in four code only. That is four characters only we can define for condition type. So for input tax, I'll give it as IC input CGST. IP input CGST tax. IP SGST tax. IP that is input IGST tax. Then OP output CGST tax. Output SGST tax. Output IGST tax. This is the combination which we are going to create. Make a note of this. Again, you should not get confused because everywhere this is the one term which we are going to use. We will be using many terms in the same combination. So the first one which we are defining here is condition type. This is condition type. We'll go for the steps to do OBQ1. I'm giving the T code here slash NOBQ1. Enter. So now we are going to create everything new as I have given a hint with the 4 characters. Same thing, condition type. So I'll open this condition type this way and this in this way. Now condition type, what I want the first one, IPCT. IPCT. My condition type. Now next one. Next step what I have here is condition class, right? Condition type we have given. The next one we have here is access sequence. In this access sequence, we have to select it as MWST. MWST, that is tax classification. This is going to be a tax classification. And then the next is condition class. Condition class. So I have to say that this is going to be a tax. So I know that this is a tax, I can define it, but still you have to know this. So I'm showing you here, it is tax. Condition type here is tax. Now, calculation type. Next one, calculation type. How we are going to calculate based on the rate of interest, that is percentage. So select here in this as percentage. Okay, calculation type is percentage. And the next one, the last option, condition category. Condition category. I again go with this. Condition category is also the same thing. It is tax. So same thing, D tax. This is what you have to select. Okay, so for your reference, I'll give a notes here. You have to give all this condition type in this your condition class. Your condition class is tax. So it is D. Then next one, sorry, first one is your access sequence. Access sequence. So for this, you have to create it here as MWST. That is your tax. That is tax category or tax classification. It is a tax classification. After this, the next step, what you will be doing, calculation type. In the calculation type, it is A, that means percentage. Percentage. Then you have a condition category. So condition category is again D, so which means it is tax. So these are the things which you will be doing. So this is your condition type. We have defined the first one. No other changes. We will save this. I have to click on this. Control yes, saved. Done. Same way, we have to create the remaining things also. Condition type. Okay, see, I have not given this name. So let me give here as input CGST, the condition name. Input CGST tax. Now I'll save this again. Data was saved. After this, we'll go back for the previous screen. So see here, you can see here, input CGST. Again, go for new entries. So mine says the condition type IP, yes, IP, yes, T. So this is my input SGST. Access sequence. So same thing again as we have given. So we will be going for tax classification. Tax classification. So for going for next option, I'll be using a tab. If you're using a mouse cursor in order to move and select it, that is your wish. I'm using a tab button, down arrow keys, up arrow keys in order to select. So here it is a tax, again a tab, again a tab. So calculation type, I will be using here as percentage. Again the same thing, category, it is a tax. Then I have to save this. So same way we have to create all these things. I'll be creating one after the other. In case if you have anywhere doubt, you can please ask me, okay? IP, IT, IP, IT. Input, IGST, access sequence, F4. I'll select here as tax classification. Then condition type F4, select as tax. Then again calculation type F4 for the drop down option again. So here it is a percentage. The next option F4. The calculation type here is tax. Again D. Save this. So data is saved. So go back for the previous screen. Next we have to create it for output. New entries. So OPCT. Output CGST. Access sequence multiple. That is tax classification. Tax class. So instead of selecting this again and again, I can directly give here. So condition class is D, calculation type is A, condition category is D. In case if you know without checking this, you can directly give this. So I've given directly. I'll go for this. Again, we will go for new entries. So I'm giving here as OP, ST. So output SGST. So it is MWST. MWST. Then here condition is D, calculation is A for tax, that is percentage. Condition category is also D for tax percentage. We have only one left now to create, that is IGST of output. So OPIT. So it is output IGST. Access sequence. So MWST. Condition type D for tax, calculation type A for percentage, condition category D for tax. Saved. So all this we have defined. These are the conditions I have as a tax. I have as a tax. Now what I have to do? I have to create it here, a accounting key. Okay, the next step is accounting key. I can define here itself, but I don't want to make you confused, so I'm defining in the next place. So accounting key. So for your understanding, I've already given here as input and output, but for system, it has to understand, right, whether it is an input tax or output tax. So I have to create this. So here we will be using only three terms in order to define. So I'll use here M, that is my company MCC, M, input, CGST, M, input, SGST, M, input, IGST, M, output, CGST, M, output, SGST, M, output, IGST. These are the terms which we have to define on our own. Any characters you can use. Why we are using this accounting key? To describe. To describe whether it is input tax or output tax. Okay, for this purpose, we will be using this accounting key. Okay, so how you are going to define, that is your wish. So we'll discuss this whether it is an input tax or output tax. The next step. Okay. So again, I'll take this. So for this, the T code for accounting key, the T code here, which we are going to use for accounting key, creating accounting key. So the T code for this is O B C N. Okay, this is the T code. I'm using the same thing here, slash N O B C 4. Let me close the bracket. Then, no, why I have, sorry, let me give you a slash NOBC 4. CN, then press enter. See, this is how I'll be getting. So here, the condition I can describe only with three things, right? Only with three things. So what we are going to do, we are going to create it here with new entries. So my process will be these things. These are my process, MIC, MIS, all these things. So my process first one is MIC, MIC description. So input, CGST, tax type. So this is what we have to understand in this tax type. So in tax type, it is asking me whether it is an input or output. If you go with drop down option, you will get this. So it is input tax. I take here as input. Okay. So input. And then after this, you have another option here as posting indicator. So that means I have to show debit entry separately, credit entry separately, input tax separately, output tax separately. So posting entry, so I'm going to say here line item display, that is separate line item. So I'm taking here as 2. Okay. Input is 2. Posting key is also 2 for separate line item. Then I will save this. Done. Okay. go back for the previous screen. Again, go for new entries. I'll create here as MIS. So the description is input SGST, tax type 2 for input, posting key 2 for separate line item. Save this. So data is saved. Go back. Again, new entries. So I'm creating again MII. So this is input IGST, tax type input to, posting indicator line item display. So save this. After saving, go back for the previous screen. Again, go for new entries. So next one is output MOC. So it is output CGST. Tax type, it is output. For output, it is 1. So in order to show you, I'm using this drop down. See, output tax is 1. Posting key, separate line item itself, Control S, save. Now again, go back for the previous screen, new entries. So it is MOS. So output SGST, tax type 1, output tax, posting key 2, separate line item, save this. Go back, again go for new entries. So here we will be creating again MOI. So that is output IGST. Output IGST, tax type, here it is 1 and posting key 2, save this. So data is saved. So till here, if any confusions, you can let me know. And I also don't want to make a confusion, so I'll be stopping till here. If any confusions, you can ask me now. Girls, any confusions? Why? Most of them have left already. You all can hear me, right? Am I audible to you all? Kritika and Ashwini?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Yes, we
audible.
are. Okay. So whatever I have done for today's class, I have shared on WhatsApp group also. You can refer that. And the screenshot also I'll be giving for accounts receivable tomorrow morning. Okay. And tomorrow morning, if you all can attend the class, just drop me a message by tomorrow morning itself. As we have discussed, you already agreed, but still I need a confirmation. We'll have a class at 6 o'clock. Okay. 6 to 7 is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
one
ma'am.
hour class we will have for tomorrow.
Ma'am, if you
Okay.
don't
So the
mind, can
reminder,
you send,
sorry, ma,
ma'am?
I didn't
Ma'am,
get
if you
you.
don't mind,
Hmm?
can you send the PPT for the first class that you sent about SAP? PPT, ma'am.
I think, oh, PPT. Fine. I'll share you.
Yes, ma'am. For
I'll
reference.
share you. No worries.
Yeah,
Definitely, ma,
thank
I'll
you,
share
ma'am.
you. So I'll be sharing
Can
in
you even
like
model
Monday.
question
I'll give you.
papers?
Kritika, I didn't get you. Please repeat once again.
Model question papers.
I'll give you on Monday. I'll give you the presentation. I'll be giving the T code. I'll be giving you this model question paper on Monday. So Monday is your last class, so I'll be giving on Monday.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All the notes will be given to you on Monday. So please make sure you attend class tomorrow and Monday. Tomorrow it
Yes, ma'am.
is, I'll put a message also in a group saying that you will have a class from 6 to 7. Okay, 6 to 7 or 7:30 like that. But the class starts at tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So, fine then. Thank you for joining this class today. I thought you won't be attending today since because everywhere it is a band and I thought might be also take a leave. Fine then. Thank you for this. That's all for today. See you in tomorrow's class. Bye everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.